May 13th, 1981. A day that changed everything. 2 bullets fired in St. Peter's Square didn't just wound Pope John Paul II. They shattered a centuries-old tradition of trust and proximity, forcing the Vatican to solve an impossible equation. How do you protect a global icon whose very purpose requires him to be seen, touched, and close to the people? The answer wasn't to hide him away. It was to engineer one of the most unique, secretive, and psychologically complex travel systems on the planet. A system built of armor, intelligence, and profound theological tension. This is how the Pope travels. The Pope-mobile, engineering a miracle. Let's start with the most famous piece, the Pope-mobile. It's crucial to understand, this isn't a model of car. It's a mission-specific vehicle, a rolling bulletproof stage. Before 1981, it was often just a white, open-top car. After the assassination attempt, everything changed. Mercedes-Benz became the primary partner. The base is typically a Mercedes-Benz G-Class, chosen for its military-grade strength. But what arrives from Stuttgart is just a shell. It's sent to ultra-secure specialist firms, where it is completely disemboweled and reborn. Here's what gets built in. The armor. The passenger cell becomes a cocoon of ballistic steel and composite armor, rated to stop high-powered rifle fire. The glass. That iconic bubble isn't just plexiglass. It's a multi-layered sandwich of polycarbonate and ballistic glass, up to 3 inches thick. It's a sealed, climate-controlled environment with its own independent oxygen supply, protecting against chemical threats. The base. The floor is reinforced with blast-proof plating to withstand explosives from below. The tires. Massive run-flat cores allow the vehicle to escape at high speed, even if the tires are shot out. But the design is also human-centric. The elevated platform isn't just for visibility. It deliberately keeps the Pope above the sudden grasp of a potential assailant. The interior is Spartan, white leather, a simple microphone, a kneeling rail for an aide. And here's a key secret. There isn't one Pope-mobile. The Vatican has a fleet, a fully enclosed one for high-threat areas, a smaller, nimbler one for narrow European streets. And often, the Pope himself influences the choice. This creates a quiet tug-of-war. Pope Benedict XVI preferred the full, enclosed Pope SUV, a serene figure in a glass case. Pope Francis rebels against it. He's called it a sardine can, and famously demands the most open-top vehicle possible, forcing security details into overdrive. The machine is perfect, but it must bend to the will of the man of faith. Shepherd 1, the Vatican in the sky. For global travel, the Pope doesn't have a dedicated fleet like Air Force One. Instead, he charters. But this is no ordinary charter. A commercial airliner, usually from Italy's ITA Airways, is temporarily transformed into a sovereign piece of the Vatican city-state, known unofficially as Shepherd 1. The interior is completely reconfigured. The front becomes the papal suite. First-class seats are removed for a simple bed, a desk with a crucifix, and a meeting space. The middle seats the entourage: cardinals, doctors, the press attaché, and plainclothes Swiss guards. The rear is for the press corps, dozens of journalists who pay their own way. This setup creates the most unique press conference in the world, the papal in-flight scrum. With hours to pass, the Pope walks back to talk, completely off the cuff, about global crises, church scandals, and his personal views. Some of his most headline-making comments have happened at 35,000 feet. The security logistics are a layered dance. The chosen plane is swept by dogs and electronic sniffers. All catering and luggage are screened multiple times. The flight path is often undisclosed until the last minute, and upon entering a nation's airspace, it's not uncommon for the host country to provide a fighter jet escort. A sign of respect and a stark reminder of the precious cargo. On the ground, the operation continues. He doesn't disembark into the chartered plane. A locally sourced, vetted armored vehicle is waiting, part of a motorcade whose route has been planned for months in secret. The journey from tarmac to cathedral is a locked-down, sterile corridor. The human shield, Swiss guards, and the will of the principal. The world sees the ceremonial Swiss guard in their Renaissance uniforms, a living museum piece. But their modern brothers are something else entirely. The protection detail is a hybrid force. The inner core is the Swiss Guard's own corps of gendarmes, highly trained in close protection. They work in plain clothes and tactical gear. They are seamlessly backed by an outer ring of the Italian state police and the host nation's elite security units. But this entire sophisticated apparatus orbits around a principal who views vulnerability as a virtue. Security plans for the worst-case scenario. The Pope's mission, however, is to connect. Francis embodies this tension. He refuses the enclosed Pope mobile, kisses the feet of political leaders, and wades into crowds against all protocol. Every public appearance is a real-time negotiation between the man of faith, for whom fear is not a guide, and the men of security, for whom it is their entire map. So, the Pope's travel system is a study in profound paradox. It is a fortress designed to enable intimacy. A global logistical empire run from the world's smallest state. A bulletproof bubble meant to transmit warmth. It is not a perfect system. It speaks eloquently of a world where faith must operate within the realities of fear. But in every engineered detail, from the thickness of the glass to the Pope's choice to open a door, there remains a stubborn, defiant insistence on one thing: connection. The mission endures: to be seen, to be present, to be with. Even if now, that presence must be mediated through armor, altitude, and the silent, watchful eyes of the world's most unusual guardians. It is the eternal journey of a 2,000-year-old institution, navigating the modern world one carefully protected, profoundly human mile at a time.